Hi guys, and welcome to Steelers Fan TV. This is the Vidcast. So today we'll actually be looking at the sort of the position the Steelers find themselves in and how we plan to get out of the position. Now, obviously, this being a live video, it is a bit strange, but it will get automatically uploaded to YouTube. Um, and if anyone wants to comment anything during the video, then please feel free. Um, Apart from that, we'll just get straight into it. So, obviously, the position the Steelers find themselves in at the minute is simply very poor and something that we didn't expect at the start of the season. We find ourselves in ninth position and only an odd few points off the playoffs. Now, obviously, the playoffs are something that we've got into. I don't think we've ever actually not got at the end of the season since they were started, and to not get the playoffs would be an absolute travesty for the club, because not only would it lose out on quite a lot of money, it would also lose out on a lot of I don't think the fans would be too happy by it. I don't think they'd really be happy with the club, and I do think that we'd lose quite a lot of what the club has to offer if we didn't make the playoffs. Now, we go back to the league position that we're in. It is quite a bad state of affairs. You know, we're not really pushing on. We're not going places. I mean, yesterday we played the Clan. We lost 6-0, and because we lost 6-0, there was a lot of interaction on Twitter, like, how can a club like this lose 6-0? How can we lose against a mid-table team? Not obviously mid-table team. Clan played a really good game yesterday, and took the points as I kind of expected them to. But because they took the points, it just means that, Steelers are now, well, we seem to be again stuck in a rut, and because we're stuck in a rut, fans are starting to react to it, and I've seen quite a lot of things said on Twitter that I wasn't expecting to, not after Tom Barrasso took over back in October. The things I've seen that have been said about Tom Barrasso are things that I wouldn't have expected back in October. I mean, there's people saying, like, will he leave? Will he get sacked? Now, personally, I don't think Tom will leave or get sacked. I don't think he'll leave because I do think he wants to transform this club into something that it was supposed to be at the start of the season. And I also don't think he'll get the sack because he has done a good job. And the fact is, if we kept Paul Thompson, I don't think that we'd be in the position we are now. In fact, I think we'd be below. I think we'd be below the MK Lightning if we had kept Paul Thompson. Now, it's the whole reason for this video is the position we find ourselves in, and there are a few things that we can do to get out of it. So, for one, there is well, I don't know. The position we find ourselves in is one that we didn't want to be in, and because we're in it, we now don't know what to do. And the fans are so let's start with the fans. How can we get out of the position we're in? The fans at the minute have low expectations, and their expectations aren't going to be hired by people coming into the side, like Sylvester's, the defenseman that's just come in. Our expectations aren't going to be hired if people like that are coming into the side, because if he's coming into the side, then it detracts from the hockey. Yeah, he might be a decent player. He might have proved himself at another league, but he has been to 4 teams this season, and bringing in a player like him, Salikis, could really tarnish our reputation a little bit as a hockey club. And because the fans have seen, oh yeah, this Salikis has come into the side, you're like thinking, are we going backwards or are we going to try and go forwards? Now, obviously, Tom Zanoski, he comes into the side, and the fans think, oh right, we signed a fighter. But at the end of the day, we haven't signed a fighter. We've just signed someone that has had fights in the past, and it turned out he'd only had 6 fights in 6 seasons. So Zanoski isn't necessarily a fighter. He's quite a physical player. He's a good player, physical player. But at the end of the day, he's not the if you wanted to say he's not what fans wanted, then I think that'd be unfair, because I think he has actually come in and done quite a bit for the side. I think he's sort of started sort of going forward a bit more, adding a bit of oomph to his attack and stuff like that. But apart from that, you can't really see why the fans would be sort of excited by the recent signings that we've brought in. Now, obviously, Tom Barrasso in his post-match interview last night said that we really need to sort of start grinding, and it's going to be my way or the highway, if you like. And I think that sent a message to the club, a really sort of big message to the players, saying, if you don't like how we play at this club, get out. Because that would be sort of the way I think that could transform the team. I mean, tonight we travel to Manchester against the Storm, and personally I can't see us winning. In fact, I can't see us even getting a point. I said yes 2 days ago in the video that I uploaded that I think we would lose 3-1 tonight. Now, after last night's performance, I personally can't see us expanding on that. Now, I tweeted earlier on Steal the Puck saying, look, you're going to Manchester tonight, Steelers. All we want to see is just more effort than you put in last night. Because I wasn't there last night for personal reasons. And I've seen loads of tweets on Twitter just saying how bad the performance was, how little effort there was getting put into the performance, and why it should never really have happened, if you like. Sort of shouldn't have, the game shouldn't have happened if it was going to be like that. You know, it seems weird saying that, but if a team isn't going to come in and put sort of the effort in, then what's the point in the fans coming to pay? You know? And I also saw on Twitter about the fans sort of arguing amongst themselves whether or not you should leave early. Now, whether or not you should leave early really depends on the result, and it also depends on how much you've paid for your ticket. I mean, I get cheaper tickets. I get £10 tickets because I'm an adult. You know, I'm 18, and I go into the games, and I think a tenner's quite a lot for me. I don't have a job. I use refereeing as my job. You know, football refereeing, and I come to the games, spend my tenner, and then I'm like, well, what do I do now? You know, I've bought maybe a couple of pints or something like that, and I'm thinking like I've wasted quite a lot of money on this to sort of see us get absolutely panned. So I don't know why not. Like, if it gets to like the 2 minute left mark, why I can't just beat the traffic? You know, that's how I see it really. And I saw a lot of fans on Twitter arguing amongst themselves like, oh, you shouldn't leave early because you should support the team to the end. I mean, it's all right saying that, but are the team sort of giving back to the paying fans sort of what they want to see? And I think the answer to that's no at the minute. I mean, in the last month, the only team that we've beat is MK Lightning. MK Lightning are below us in the table by 2 places. So it sort of seems like we're sort of stuck in a real rut at the minute. And being stuck in this rut just means that the side won't respond to anything really. It just seems like we're at a bit of a stalemate season. You know, it's not going anywhere. The playoffs are looking quite far adrift now, and the fans are going to be stuck with a longer off season. I mean, a month longer really, isn't it? If we don't make the playoffs, and obviously that would be a travesty for the club itself. I mean, we'd lose a lot of money. I do think the attendances would go down the season after if we didn't make the playoffs, and obviously there's got to be a push on. Yeah, we're just gonna have to, like, literally. I think what the Steelers need to do now is not look at the big picture and literally just take every game, one game at a time. Like, you've got to look at it sort of, we're going to Manchester today, let's win this game. That's how they've got to see it. They just can't see it as, oh yeah, we're going to do this, and hope for a result. You've just got to go to Manchester, put your effort in, and try and win that game. Because if you don't win the game, then it's just going to leave us sort of, we're almost be hanging by a thread soon. If we don't end up winning the game, it could genuinely be bad. Real disaster for the side, and because of that, it would mean that we'd lose a lot of fans, and I do think that, I don't think the fans would sort of buy into it the season after, and I don't think that people would want to watch it much longer. So, really, that's the end of this sort of live vidcast, if you like. Sort of the position we find ourselves in. And the last thing I'm going to say is we've sort of found ourselves in this position by simply not really wanting to. I don't really know. Not really wanting to perform, and there are a few players that put so much effort in every game, but there's too many that don't. And I think that is just the main reason why we found the position we are in now. This will seem like sort of a stranger sort of vidcast, if you like. Sort of there's no intro to this one and all that. And it's because it's more of a solemn vidcast really, because it's not what we expected. It's not what anyone really expected from this season. And let's just hope we can put it right very soon. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow for a look back on the weekend's games, and hopefully we can get a win. Otherwise, it's going to be a very, very sad look back on the weekend's game.